a very hot and muggy Romania. We just wanted to do a short video to share a few stories from the past months of the ministry or the life that we have here that we aren't usually able to fit into our newsletters, but we thought might be a nice change of pace and able to share with you guys. So to start off, Josh is actually just going to share a little bit about our local church here in Romania.
Yeah, so we go to a church that's called C3, which stands for Compassion, Faith, and Community. Faith in Romanian also starts with a C. But it's a smaller church. It's about 8 years old. And we really love it there. And it's been a great place for me as well, just to get plugged into and to have opportunities as well to preach. And to do that in Romanian has been something that's been really challenging for me because it's my second language, but also something that's really encouraged me, and the church has really encouraged me as well. And that's been something that's been a real big highlight over the past few months.
For me, one of the big challenges this year has been accepting a position in our program that, especially with Theo, means that I'm working a lot more behind the scenes, which is great, but sometimes hard for me, especially since it's been a big learning curve in how much work goes into the most basic things, let alone planning outreaches, which is one of the things that I've been helping to do. And just the amount of work that goes into planning an outreach, even for one team, let alone 2 teams or 3 teams in different locations or different countries, has definitely put a few more gray hairs on my head. But it's taught me, how amazing our team is that we work with, and just how wonderful they are to me, and how great it is to work with people who you can trust and we really love. But it also has been a great testimony from God of how special it is to hear testimonies from something that, even if I wasn't there, I prayed for and I helped with. One of the stories this year was we sent a team to North Macedonia to work with the Albanian Muslim population there, which is actually one of the largest unreached people groups in Europe. And our team went to this little village near the border, which is cut off from everybody else for half the year because of snow. And they went there, and there had not been another Christian in this particular village for like 500 years. Protestant, evangelical, Orthodox, whatever. And they were able to go and not only visit, but they were able to go into several homes of local Muslim people there and speak to them and share meals with them and share openly about Jesus and their faith. And we're even able to talk to one of the Muslim men about a dream about Jesus that he had had. And this was just such an amazing thing to share and to rejoice in this team with, and really encouraged me in the work that I was able to do for those outreaches. We're also able to teach, which Josh can share more about.
Yeah, so as some of you know, one of my big passions is teaching, and I've had the opportunity in this MDT program to teach some of the sessions that are very dear to me. So I got to teach about hermeneutics, and I got to teach on the gospel. What is it? How do we share it? I got to teach on how do you live a missional lifestyle when you're living cross-culturally. And those things have just been highlights for me as well, just being able to pour into the participants in this way, and to see how this affects them, and to see how much they've grown from some of these things, and just discussions we've had in these sessions have really been a big encouragement for me.
Mm-hmm. One of the other cool things about this program is we get to see sessions that we teach then be applied in a practical way. One of my favorite times that happened this year was a little earlier in the program. I was able to teach some of these practical ways of evangelism, and we had these sessions in the classroom and teaching some ways to start conversations with people you don't know and keep conversations going. And one of the sessions I was able to teach is a session on objections to the gospel. All those scary questions that you're terrified people are going to ask and you don't know the answers to. And that weekend, I actually went out with our participants and we prayed for the city and searched for people who we could just talk to and listen to. And I was walking and I could tell that the two participants I was with were really nervous. But we found this girl and we all just felt like, man, we have to go and talk to her. And they went and talked to her, and me and my friends stayed and we just prayed for them in a different area of the park. And they were able to talk to her for like 2.5 hours. And they came after and just shared, full of so much joy and excitement, how amazing the conversation was and how this girl had asked pretty much every single question that we had gone over in that Objections to Christianity session. But they're like, man, for the first time I knew how to answer them and how to keep the conversation going. And they ended up being able to pray for her and encourage her and really challenge her. And they were so excited and now don't have that fear holding them back from starting conversations like that. So that to me was this huge, huge win. That was really special.
Yeah. And we just want to thank you guys so much. There's so many more stories like this and things that God's been doing, as well as, in our lives, just being able now to take care of Theo and to pour into him and invest in him already. And that's just been a real big highlight, of course. And we want to thank you guys, because without your support and without your prayers and without your encouragement, we really wouldn't be able to do these things. And it means so much to us that you guys are partnering with us in the spreading of God's kingdom here and in the work that we're doing. So thank you guys so much.
There's a lot of work happening here in Romania, and we're glad to report that we're actually seeing fruit from it now. So, thank you.
Thanks.